to pop my ears or to not pop my ears. A lot of you are wondering about this question. You get mixed responses based on the provider. Some of them say no harm or foul to popping your ears as long as you do it with caution. Some say don't do it at all. And some say it's not going to help, don't waste your time. So in this video, I'm going to break down why providers and professionals don't really give you the same responses. Some of them are very leery to say go ahead, no big deal. I'm going to kind of let you know why that is, and depending on your situation, you can decide if it's something that you should be doing. Now, first of all and foremost, that popping your ears is not something you're born able to do. Not everyone can do that. There are devices on the market like Eustachian that provide a little level of air that go up your nose to be able to pop those ears out. Well, some of you need that machine. However, some of you have the ability to pop your ears yourself. I was fortunate that when I had Eustachian tube dysfunction, I was able to pop my ears on command. Anytime I wanted to, my ears would pop. Did it help me get healed faster? Did it help relieve my current symptoms? And I'm going to say it didn't really. It did mentally, because I felt like I was opening up my head and letting the air. It's almost like mentally I was creating this picture of opening the window and letting the breeze come through. But it didn't really do much for me to begin with. It didn't really change anything. It really actually made it worse. It was like I became addicted to doing this. And every time I would just walk a little ways or do something in my day-to-day, I couldn't help to make my hand come up to my nose and blow out air. And doing this at the pace that I was doing it, at the consistent rate that I was doing it, is not very healthy. It's not very beneficial. It's not something that people should be doing all the time. And I really am against that type of way of healing, because honestly, I don't really teach not to pop your ears, but I don't really want to talk about popping your ears, because at the same time, again, it's like a doctor. See, this is why there are so many mixed responses about popping your ears, because you want to explain that it could provide a little temporary relief, but at the same time, how much is too much? What are they really facing? So doctors don't typically say you should pop your ears, because they don't know at the rate that you're going to be doing this. They don't know exactly, are you going to make this a habit? Because popping your ears is really not meant to be a habit. It's a quick little reflex that you should do maybe if you have water in your ears, or you feel that little pressure bubble right when you're starting to descend from a plane, and you feel that little bit of discomfort. You might want to do a little bit of a pop and then feel better and then leave it alone for the rest of the day. But unfortunately, like many of you probably out there, you really are going to just kind of play with the destiny of the shape, of the condition, of the health of the ear by continuously doing it. Now, I got really fortunate. I was doing it too often, greatly appreciating my body, because I didn't suffer any long-term effects. But I know if I had continued to keep doing it and doing it and doing it, who knows what would have happened. It could have been issues with hearing, could have been issues with the structure, and honestly, it could have been just worse. I could have been dealing with the condition far longer. I'm going to lay it out again here. A lot of doctors don't want to tell you to do it because they are fearing that you may overdo it. And the most important reason is they don't want to tell you to do it is because it might not even be the case. Like, you might not even be helping anything, because it could be jaw related. So if you're popping your ears because of something that's a jaw problem, then you're not really helping it, really get any full-time or full-term relief. The other thing is, doctors that are not against either or is that they're more of a holistic approach to it. So basically maybe they've examined your situation and it hadn't been that long. Maybe you had just come in with this complaint of ear cloggedness and fullness, and they're really at the early stages of dealing with you. So they probably are letting you kind of deal with whatever it is you're dealing with, maybe thinking you might stop trying to pop your ears eventually, or even better, the condition will just heal on its own. But I'm going to tell you right now that I would say 80% of doctors will tell you not to do it. Most of them don't want you to do it because we don't know how to stop sometimes. And I just don't have many videos saying or teaching or preaching about this. I don't have many videos saying don't do it, don't ever do it, because I do feel there are times where it is necessary. But you got to put a limit on it. You have to stop doing it. I did it for almost 2 years. Maybe in the 3rd year, I started to smarten up and realize I need to just stop doing it. And honestly, I'm going to say this. When I stopped trying to pop my ears, I realized I didn't need to as much. And I felt actually better just not forcing that air through there, forcing that tube to open up. And so we really have to do our best to not think that our ears are the main source of the problem, because a lot of times, most of the time, it's not your direct problem. Your ear is not your direct problem. Most of the time, it's a structure problem with the jaw, a posture problem with the body, a neurological condition where you become so mentally incapable of thinking good things about your body that you start to embellish the bad. So then you start adding all these stress hormones, you start adding more inflammation, you start building up this fluid, and ultimately what happens is you get more clogging, because more inflammation, the narrowing of the passages, all this will result into more eustachian tube dysfunction problems, as well as tinnitus related symptoms. And so you have to do your best to get that mind on track. That's the first step. Get the mind into a good position. Don't believe that the ear popping is going to result in healing eventually. And don't think that because you pop your ears that it's going to give you long-term relief, because neither of those are true. And it gives you that quick little adjustment, and then you get back to it. The eustachian tube goes back to where it is. And if it's not going into the position where it should be going to, like closing, so it can open and close and open and close, there's obviously something pushing up on it, so it's out of position. Or again, there's structural problems with the jaw and the alignment is off, and so that's causing it to be out of whack. So when you pop that ear, that's kind of like skipping steps. You've got to get to the main source of what's causing it. What are some things you can do to prevent yourself from popping your ears? Now, there are a couple of things. Watching this video and other videos to tell you that you're not helping the problem will actually trigger you to be a little bit more mindful not to do it, because some of you might have been doing it and you didn't realize that it was going to cause problems, or it could cause problems. Some of you just don't know how to do it, which is actually better, to be honest with you. It's better to not to do it than to know how to do it and overdo it. So that's the next thing. Getting your mind aware that it's not really helping. It's just a temporary, and it's not even a temporary fix. It's really just to, I guess, feel like you're doing something, but it's not helping. So we got to get that mind on track. The second thing is we got to start going back to the basics. And I say that after most of my videos because it's really true. A lot of times when you feel that clogging and you feel that pressure sensation, there are reasons for it. And if the body's out of chemistry, the body's out of whack, that's the first thing to get intact. Now, I always separate the mind from the body, because without the mind, the body will be subject to problems, more problems. And you got to get the mind in track first, then the body. So good diet, adequate sleep, stretching the neck. If you're not stretching your neck every day, you're going to cause more problems. It's just ultimately true, scientifically proven. If you don't stretch the neck and put this into a regimen, you're going to feel more problems with the ear, because the ear is surrounding the area of the neck, and the traps follow as well. So if those traps are tight and you're putting a lot of strain on your muscles and you're not taking time to do these basic things, all these other severe things, or I should say highly annoying things, are going to continue to rise. So we got to do our absolute best to go back to the basics. And I'll just kind of paraphrase a little here. Get the mental mindset back in place. And you got to make sure that you go back to just good basic principles, going back to the basics. You got to go back to the basics. That's really what's going to help you. And if you need more information on what kind of food that you should eat, I always recommend anti-inflammatory, highly anti-inflammatory diet. That's going to be the best way to minimize some of that inflammation, because that's ultimately what's causing the problem here. And if you can get that down, you can get a lot of things moving. Got to get good blood circulation. Got to massage the ears. So again, the basis of this video was to just lay out why doctors are so leery about telling you if it's a good thing or if it's a bad thing. Most of them will say don't even try to do that because of all the reasons that I stated. Some are indecisive about it, or I should say not indecisive, they're more neutral about it because they may assume that this condition will heal on its own, so no need to stress on doing it too much or not doing it too much, is because they may feel that after evaluating you, this will probably go away, being that maybe they've examined that they possibly think you have a sinus infection or you have something that's just going to be temporary, maybe more of a benign issue, not something detrimental, not a hearing loss issue or anything like that. So they may just be in the middle because they think it's going to go away. So overall, you've heard it from me. I'm a non-doctor, but I will tell you from experience that it didn't help me. All it did was make me think it was helping me. So then it made me be habitual to doing this all day, which ultimately made this a habit to think that I need to keep doing it even when I didn't need to keep doing it. So at the end of the day, you're going to examine yourself. You're going to weigh out what's best for you. You're going to weigh out what you should be doing. But I will tell you that it's better to not know how to do it or be unable to do it than to know how to do it and continue to do it too much to where it causes further issues. So I hope this video was very helpful for you. If it was, please take time to subscribe to the channel. I try to bring content as often as possible. But in the meantime, I'm going to step out of the Jaye Wellness Studio and leave you in good hands with this video. Like anything else, folks, we're here to simply go back to the basics. Take care, everybody, and I will catch you in the next video.